Hey everybody, it's Little Wolf 99 here again, back in my garage. But today we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna take a little pause from our little series we kind of started already, and we're gonna do a crazy little idea I had today, where I'm going to start with nothing but $9,700, and these tools. I also have one jug of oil, one jug of coolant, and one jug of brake fluid, one package of welding rods, and one package of cutting disc. And basically, I'm going to buy a car out of the junkyard and then fix it. And then we're going to drive it from here, where we're currently at, all the way to here without breaking down. Or with breaking down, but we'll have to plan. So basically, what'll have to happen is we'll have to kind of guess at what parts we might need, and maybe if we've got some extra budget left over, take spare parts with us. But if we break down and we don't have any spare parts to fix what broke down, I guess we failed the challenge. So I guess without further ado, let's load the junkyard and see what we got to pick from. All right, the junkyard's loaded, so let's go on in and see what we got to pick from. So one of the rules of this challenge is I'm not going to use the mod that where I can just reset the junkyard and then have new stuff to pick through. It'll reset every day. So basically, if we don't get what we need, we may have to wait an entire day. But there's usually plenty to pick from, and we can take parts off of cars and buy them. So we should be able to build a car. But I guess first thing we got to do is pick what we want to build and find something that's not too wrecked, because we only have one package of cutting disc and one package of welding rods. And I also do not have the sledgehammer from the sledgehammer mod either. So, something else I didn't think of. I did not remember to put any body filler in the little starting crate. So, if there's rust, if we can't replace the panel, we'll just have to deal with it. I mean, it does rain occasionally, but it's not going to bother us if we get a little wet. Now, there will be some performance parts in the junkyard too, so we may not end up with a junk heap. We may end up with a pretty nice ride. Well, I mean, other than the paint and the rust, but we may build us a little hot rod and race up to the deal. I don't know. I'm gonna come up with some kind of a challenge series, probably based around picking cars out of the junkyard, rebuilding them, and then driving them. We may time it and see how fast I can build a car out of the junkyard and then race it all the way up there without wrecking and without breaking down. Kind of like a junkyard cannonball run or something. But anyway, so this body right here is calling my name. This body is straight. It's kind of gutted, but I mean, that would make for a pretty good project. There's the rear end, I think. But yes, I mean, this might be our best bet. It's $2,000, which is kind of expensive, but I mean, it's because it's in such good shape. Let's look around just a little bit more. Now, I like the Ladas, but I'd really like to pick something with a V8. This El Camino here has got some damage on it. How much? They want more for this than that, although there is slightly more car here, or truck, or whatever that is. I think we're just gonna go with this right here. We'll just build an F100. I mean, my channel does kind of mostly showcase mods, so I mean, it would only be fitting to use a mod, I guess. So anyway, we've got no engine. So let's go take a look at our truck and assess what we're gonna need. But on our way by, what is this? This is from a mod. This is a 360 block. That would make a decent engine. But we may also just pull an engine out of a junkyard vehicle and buy the entire engine. That might save us a little money. But yeah, so here's our scrap heap, and I guess this is where we're going to work on it, right here. Or I guess we could push it over there by our little pile of tools or whatever. But yeah, so this is our project. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get this thing rolling, because we've got no suspension whatsoever. Although we do have an emergency brake. And somehow it works even though there's no wheels and no suspension. Oh well. Alright, so I managed to get our truck down off of that without causing too much body damage, I think. Let's see if I can... I don't want to tear our truck up. Or anything. Now working on this is going to be kind of fun. Because I've got a jack and that's it. So we're basically going to have to build on the ground. So I guess the first thing we're going to need is a cross member for sure. Hey, we've got a battery. We've got a battery, a bad steering box, and a good transmission. But nothing else. So one thing we are going to do to make working on this truck a little easier, we're going to take the bed off. Seem to be having trouble getting the bed off. I thought you used the pry bar to get the bed off, but that may not be the move. Drop this, take our disc off here. See where the cutting wheels are. I don't want to cut the bed panels off because I want to remove the thing entirely. There's what I was looking for. No. Wait a minute. That may be sawing the frame in half. We don't want to do that. No, we don't want to cut that. I undid the bed bolts. I thought that was how you get the bed off, but apparently not. Oh well, enough wasting time. We tighten the bed back down. And since I was dumb and went to cutting on the frame without seeing what I was doing first, I better weld that up before we forget and end up having some kind of an accident on the road later on. That wouldn't be good. So we wasted a couple of clicks of cutting disc and a couple of clicks of welding rod so far, and we've accomplished nothing. So that's a real great start. We better get to work here. So I seen an F350 over here. See, that's a lot of cross member. Now the thing is, well, this one's shot. That's just great. We need a cross member. That may be harder to come by than I thought. Hey, there's a camper shell. So, I guess rear suspension first. Then, since we're gonna have to wait. See, this is a high leaf spring. That doesn't fit the F100. That fits the car's suspension here. Let's see, this truck's missing part of its rear suspension. Golly, this challenge is going to be harder than I thought because there's not a whole lot of... Okay, here's a leaf spring. We've got a leaf spring. One leaf spring. We need another leaf spring. I don't know if I've gone through all the parts piles yet. Let's see. So this came out of that F100, but this is shot, so we don't really want that. But I mean, it does have wheels. And I mean, it's not the best, but I'm sure it'll get us down the road. We'll wait on that. I mean, any rear end is compatible. That one's shot. That one's shot. Golly, this is not a good start, that is for sure. We did not get a very good choice of parts to start off with. We may have kind of picked a bad vehicle to start off with too, since it's in such bad shape. But here's the main brake lines. That's in bad shape too. Golly, this is gonna be harder than I thought. This might not even be feasible in a reasonable amount of time, but we're gonna try anyway. Hey, okay, here we go. Here's a grill. We got a grill and a leaf spring. So, and this is a door. We got doors though. We got body. So let's see. So we got a grill with no lights or nothing else, but it's there at the very least. We got our leaf spring. It almost went into the nothing there. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to use our jack. All right, so this may work. All right, so we've got one leaf spring. You know, guys, I'm kind of rethinking the whole not using the reset the junkyard thing. So, I mean, my only option right now would be to just go over there and sleep till the next day. So, I mean, I might as well just reset the thing. So, I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to use the junkyard reset mod. So, I'll be back momentarily and we'll have some more selection to go through. All right, we got another batch of junk loaded up, so let's go browse through and see what we've got to deal with now. It looks like some straight 6 parts here on the ground. We're gonna need that. We're gonna buy that radiator hose because we're gonna need that later. Okay, so that's not for a. There's an upper hose. Okay, so we got upper and lower radiator hose now. That's cool. What else we got out here in the junkyard? Okay, so there's an F100 and it's got some body parts. Oh, this is a 350. That's shot, but we could steal some of these suspension parts if we need. Nothing on the rear that's any good. That's for a Lotta. Another 360 engine block. This one's a little cheaper than that other one was, but I'm still thinking we'll probably just buy an entire engine out of something when we get to that. Yeah, let's go on over here and see what's going on. Low leaf spring. So we've got a normal leaf spring, so this one's not going to help us. We need another regular leaf spring. Nothing in this pile we need. Let's check out this truck. Nothing there. And that part's shot. Man, it's going to be hard to come by one of these. We may just have to take this one just in case we can't find a good one. There's a ramp bed frame for a 350. Here's another F100 with no front stuff at all. It doesn't have a... We're going to have to get some of this stuff off a junk truck. Like, we're going to need a brake booster, but I don't see one on this body. There's a dash in this one. We may need a dashboard. This truck is cheaper, and there's more truck here, but see, this one's in worse. Well, no, it's missing more body. We'll just stick with the truck we got. I ain't going to switch trucks on this, but look, now here's a flatbed frame for the F100. I don't know how to remove, I guess I have to take all the top part off the bed before I can remove the frame, because I unbolted the frame, but it didn't come off, but oh well. 5-speed gearbox, we don't need that. That's for a charger. We ain't got a charger. Some other random stuff we may eventually need. Yeah, I guess let's grab a wrench and let's snatch some parts off of one of these pickups. Alright, so let's take a look at this truck, see if it's got some. Okay, nothing inside. we got a brake booster and it looks pretty good. So we're going to snatch this brake booster off of this truck. All right, so I got the brake booster off, $11. Sounds good to me. We'll take that. Anything else on this truck we want? Okay, so the wires look worse on this truck than that other truck. That stuff shot. That's the steering on this truck looks good. So let's hold off though. Let's take stuff off of 100 so we know it's gonna work. But we may come back and get like those lower control arms and stuff because they looked great on that truck. All right, what can we cannibalize here? Okay, so we're gonna need this. Oh, I've got to take this off with a screwdriver. You know what? We may just undo this like that. Let's get rid of that caliper because it's no good. But this chunk here, we want this. We'll take that. The brake pad's kind of wore, and that we'll leave that here in the junkyard. We will take the shock though. We need that. We can, well, this side's in bad shape. We'll take the shock. Well, this one's shot. I thought it was all right, but I guess not. Well, I didn't want to buy this cross member, but just in case we can't find another one, we're going to get that. Just to have. Okay, I might come back in here and, well, you know what? No, we've already got one grill. But save time, instead of using that one, we'll just use this grill because it just needs a headlight replaced. We might get the motor out of this truck too, since it only, well, it's got a bad piston. A few bad parts on it, but the now wiring harness. This truck don't have any wiring, and that steering stuff. I think the steering's the same on this truck and the 350, but see, we don't need that. That's no good. All right, so let's see what else on here is no good that we can leave in the junkyard for them to keep. See, that head's no good. Oop, I dropped my wrench. We'll grab another set of heads eventually. Man, this thing's got a lot of bad pistons, but I mean, it's a block at the very least. I want $970 for it, but there's a lot of parts in there, so we're gonna take that and we'll make do with what we can with that part there. So front end wise, I think we've just about got what we can get. We may take this just in case. I know it's not in the best shape, but I mean, it is what it is. This head gasket looks clean too. We'll take it because we're going to need a set. I noticed that head gasket on that motor wasn't no good. So, let's see here. Nothing right here I see we need. Run back over here and see about this thing. Yeah, since that shock on the other one was bad, we'll take this shock. We'll take this upper control arm. Take this lower control arm. I'll take this tie rod here. This steering box while I'm at it. Let's see, I'll take this. This steering link is like new. That other one I bought wasn't very good, so we'll just leave that. We are going to take that though, because that looks good, and we don't even have one on our truck. And just to have it, we'll take this one and this tie rod in. I mean, they're not the best parts, but they're better than no parts, and we've got no parts. So, but see, this engine doesn't have anything we need on it. It's all shot. There's nothing else in this truck. So I guess let's see what we've got in our pile. See, there's nothing here we need. Let's see what we've bought so far and see how much we can do on our trucks. So. Here's our motor. Oh my gosh, where did it go? There it is. What? That is not good. Our engine gets disappeared if it goes. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Appears that head gasket I bought. No, this is one that was on the motor. It's no good. This is our better grill. We'll set it over here. Take this one. Put it back right here. That is odd. That is extremely odd. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll just leave that alone for the time being. Let's see if we can get this shoved under our pickup here. We reposition the jack. All right, now let's see if we can shove this front suspension up under the truck here. There we go. Our battery fell out. All right, so we're getting somewhere now. We got some front suspension starting to happen over here. Let's pop this off for a moment, since all that's kind of bad. Let's see about our pile of good parts here. Let's see. I know we snatched a good upper control arm. Well, it's front left, so it goes on this side, but that's okay. Oh, hang on. Well, the control arms for the other side, I forgot this. The upper control arms have to go on the right side, but the lower ones can go on either or. So we'll just pop this one off since we've did all that over there. Put the good stuff on this side. Oh, come on now. Well, disregard everything I just said because it was wrong. Apparently, these only go on one side. Okay, well, it is what it is. Good parts are good parts. Okay, so we don't need this. Okay, so what else did we grab here? That's a shock. Radiator hoses for our invisible motor. That's trash. See, this is the good head gasket. Let's put this steering stuff on since we're working on the front end. All right, so we got that there. We'll put our good steering link on here if I can get it to go up there and stay. And then I can install this. So we're getting somewhere. That's not super quick, but we're getting there. I was kind of thinking this might be super difficult, but I don't know. I think it's doable. We need to be finding some more suspension parts for sure. We're getting to where we can start thinking about tires. We still need another leaf spring and a rear end and all that. See, we got our brake master cylinder. We can install this. What else was here? This other side the other part of the steering box, we'll just throw, oh, wait, hey, we got one. We got one on here. I didn't realize we'd already had that. So let's just tighten that down. This same condition as this. So we don't need this part. This part can go here. All right, so we're making progress. Let me do a little bit more organizing here. We'll throw this away in our junk pile because it's trash, and we'll move our radiator hoses over here to our good pile. There's that visible motor. Really freaking me out. Need it to be visible where I'm going to work on it. Seems to only want to be visible right here, so guess we'll work on it right here. If we can see it, I need to get the oil pan off so we can see how many bad pistons we've got, and then we'll snatch some good pistons out of a motor, out of something else. So let's see, those two are fine. This one's not. That's one bad piston. All right, 5 bad pistons, and I think the rest are all right. So we need to find 5 pistons to put in this motor before we put the oil pan on and throw it in the truck. Hopefully it stays there. That's worrying me, but it is what it is. So, I think let's take one more look through our junkyard here, and then we'll give her a reset and see what kind of other parts we can find. I'm just going to run straight over here to this truck since I know its parts fit, and that truck there has a rear end. Does it have leaf spring? No, it don't, but I like that rear end. We're going to take it. Ditch these bad brake parts. All right, so there's our rear axle. Take that. I'm glad I remembered to snatch that before we just left this truck in the junkyard, but oh yes, dashboard. I gotta see, how does the dash come out of this truck? We gotta figure that out. We gotta snatch a dash. Let me try another tool real quick. I'll run over here and grab it. It's about to be dark, so worst case scenario, we'll just wait till the next day and see what we can find in the other junk. An absolute worst case scenario, we can drive without a dash. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It just would be less than ideal, so let's try one more tool here. I'm not sure how you get the dash out of one of those trucks. I'm gonna go back in one more time with this screwdriver and check. Oh, I found it. There's screws in the side of the dash. Okay, so good to know. You just kind of stick your face through the side of the truck there, and then bingo, dashboard. All right, so we don't get a gauge cluster, but it's a dashboard at the very least. So, all right, so we still need a steering column. Does either of these trucks got a steering column? Nope. Does that 350 got a steering column? We need a steering column and a steering wheel. Nope, this truck's gutted. All right, so let's see that. It's not. We need a drive line and all that too, but we're not completely there yet. So the part highest on our priority list is we need a another leaf spring. So hopefully we can get another leaf spring tomorrow and get our truck setting on suspension. But let's go ahead and throw this on here. All right, so we got a dash in our truck now. We're moving up in the world, so I guess we're going to pick up our tools just so they don't explode and go somewhere, because I don't know, that engine disappeared. That is worrying me. Hope nothing explodes or disappears. So that I'm going to sleep, and then I guess we'll explore the junkyard in the morning and see what we got. All right, we've got nothing better to do, so we're going to get a real early start, about 5 in the morning. It looks like it's about to try to rain, maybe? I guess not. The rain quit. So anyway, I guess let's load the junkyard and see what we got today. All right, so the junkyard's loaded. We got our new selection of junk to pick through, so let's waste no time and get to seeing what we got. So we need a leaf spring. That's our number one priority is a leaf spring. There's a couple of mangled F100s that might have some parts for us. Nothing in there we're going to need. And we are going to need a fuel tank, but that one's in really bad shape, so we'll worry about that when we get closer to it. There's a straight 6 block. Here's a bunch of parts all in a wad. Yeah, nothing there we need. No more parts, nothing. No, what's this? Cylinder head. So we got one cylinder head. So we're going to be looking for a left-hand performance cylinder head, which is common enough in the junkyard that I think we'll be able to pull it off. Let's see what we got here. There's a distributor. I think we need a coil. But we've got a good distributor. See, man, everything on this truck's top side is ruined. So there's a gas tank in there, but we don't need that right now. See, that's a F350 rear end. No leaf springs. No leaf springs there either. There's a leaf spring, but I think that's the same side we've already got. I'm not sure that leaf spring will work, but see here. There's a ignition coil, but it's in bad shape. There's some wires. They're in bad shape too. Hey, okay, so here's just a pedal assembly and a gauge cluster. So we need both of those things. What else we got in here that might be handy? There's some headers on this motor, or one header on this motor we could take, but we'll probably find headers just laying around. There is no leaf springs on that one. Motorcycle frame. No leaf springs here either. Hey, there's a front cross member that's in good shape. Oh well, we've already got one. We're not going to take that one out and replace it. It'll be okay. I think other than them pedals and that gauge cluster assembly, I think that's about all we're going to be able to get out of this ghost. So I guess let's snatch that stuff right quick. I'm not sure if the transmission in our truck is automatic or standard, but this pedal assembly is standard, so hopefully it'll just work. Worst case scenario, we'll either get another pedal assembly or get another transmission. All right, $10. So we've got that. Now we've got to figure out how to get this out. Well, I couldn't decide if I wanted to grab the screwdriver or the pry bar first, so I just decided I'd just take the whole toolbox in here. I mean, might as well. We can carry our tools in. So let's try the pry bar first. Hey, it was the pry bar. I wouldn't have figured. I figured it would have been the screwdriver, but I kind of had a feeling. So my feeling was right. Glad I grabbed them all and not the screwdriver first. So carry this stuff back out and then see. So we've got a shifter. We don't need the shifter out of that truck. I guess here's our rear end. It has emergency brake cables attached to it. That's good. We've got our performance cylinder head for our motor. We need another one of those. Here's our pedal assembly. Let's install that before it falls through the ground or something crazy. So there's our pedals. Then while we're on a roll here, throw our gauge cluster up in here. All right. Well, our truck still kind of looks like a pile of junk, but we're making headway. We've got front suspension and part of our rear. We've got our gauge cluster in here and dashboard pedals and all that, so we're getting closer. So I'm going to end this episode here, but hopefully the next episode will end with us making it all the way up the map to I think that's the interior shop that we're going to end at. So hopefully that'll be in the next episode. I think we'll be able to throw the truck together. By then we still got to get a radiator core support. I just realized that, but I think we'll get it done. So anyway, this has been Little Wolf 99. I hope y'all are enjoying our little junkyard challenge thing here. Maybe if this goes over well, we might make a series out of it and do more than one. Hope y'all enjoyed, and thank you for watching.